Welcome, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, DB Smiley. Coming at you once again, some Division D action, VGTC Dad Bods versus Disturbance. Two teams with kind of an interesting path here in the Nexus Gaming Series. Both started towards the bottom. Between them, in the first 2 weeks, they went one map win to 15 map losses, I believe. They both started pretty poorly. No way around that. Both started against some of the top teams in Division D. Started pretty poorly. But last week, both these teams put it together. 4-0 last week. So both these teams hot. One of these teams can continue the win streak tonight, but not both. So we're going to see who that is. Both these teams just kind of give some degree of clarity where we sit. VGTC Dadbod currently sitting at 2 wins, 4 losses, 0 draws. Disturbance, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. So Disturbance, 1 point above VGTC Dadbod here. Both teams currently at 7th and 8th, so barely in the playoffs, but looking to improve their playoff seeding here. So we're going to see how they can do it. Going to see a Tracer ban here out of the gate. Trying to pull that out of VGTC Dadbods. And that makes sense. I mean, Ogle played some really good Tracer last week out. You know, Ogle is definitely like a Tracer guy. He's gonna grab that Tracer by the tracing, and he's gonna trace it all over the map. Yeah. But Phoenix is gonna get banned out on the other side. I like it. This map is very open. There's not a ton of choke points. And so Phoenix doesn't have a lot of the threats that, like, in terms of, you know, things that harm in choke points. Things like a Diablo dive. Things like a Malfurion root kind of cutting off its escape route. There aren't a lot of those tools available on this map. Further, the auto attack damage lets him do a lot of damage. But we're going to see an early Blaze here. Blaze, strong solo laner, can solo a temple phase. Very quick Garrosh Malfurion. Very meta picks out of VGTC. Getting really one of the top 2 supports, but they probably gave up Stukov in the process. Still, I have found that I actually like Malfurion a lot more with the Garrosh. The root potential to follow up. You know, you have Ice Block. Because Garrosh is the best at preventing dive, you have that Ice Block tool, whereas Stukov, you know, would have to blow something like a flailing swipe, something a much larger cooldown. But still, I think it's a good choice. Getting your tank and support now, those seem to be really high priorities in the draft at the moment. The meta tank pull is kind of just Garrosh and Diablo, and then you have like Joanna and ETC kind of a tier down. Joanna might actually even be above ETC in the meta right now. But beyond that, it's kind of those 4 tanks, and if you don't get those, usually it's kind of like an awkward tank that doesn't really have a lot of AoE CC or doesn't have a good ability to lock down one person. Vala Rhaegar. So that is definitely off meta going into that this early into the draft. Vala is kind of the poor man's Hanzo, but it could be a comfort thing. Seeing a Rhaegar over the Stukov is, quite frankly, shocking to me at the moment. I like Rhaegar on this map. He can solo a lane, he can get the camps, and this map you have a lot of kind of small skirmishes, so Rhaegar being able to do those things is good. Stukov can wave clear. He can't do camps as well, but he can wave clear. So I guess it's just surprising that's where the priority lies. But still, getting the Rhaegar, gonna have potentially the cleanse, although it's a really tight window to cleanse Garrosh throw. You have to be pretty good at that. But then, what do you ban out here? I would say you probably want to ban out the Hanzo, just because of his poke damage. Not the best map for Hanzo in terms of like W build, but you can just go Q build and do just as well here. They're going to deny Sonya. They're going to try to force them into kind of a second-tier off-laner. Although, if you pick the Blaze that early, you're really opening up something like a Leoric or Malthael. But there's Junkrat Malthael. So Junkrat Garrosh is just very trying on a team to play into. You have to watch your position against Garrosh. You have to watch your position against the Mine. So to this end, what I really want to see now is like an ETC who can power slide out if he does get separated. I would even want to see that, say, over the Joanna. Because ETC specifically makes Garrosh... It makes him struggle to get a kind of clean engage. Unless they go into something like Lucio, which they're not going to do at this point. But they do have their solo laner to match Blaze. They do have Junkrat, who's really good at boss control, in fact. So maybe you need to get some boss control of your own here. You could go into something like Ethereal, but you don't really have CC then for the Malthael. I think ETC could be good. And then maybe even something like a Jaina to get some degree of burst damage. ETC Greymane. If there's Cassia in VGTC Dad's Bods pool, I think it would be a good choice here. Because of how much of the damage is auto-attack based, which is all of it. You could even go Joanna and just get a second tank. You know, you have enough wave clear that you can afford to do it. You have enough damage, you can afford to do it. I think Joanna or Cassia would be just absolutely stellar choices. Gonna be that Medivh. Okay. I like it, though. Medivh gives the boss control. I am a little bit worried about how Disturbance is going to get the boss. Remember that Bunker, you can drop it on the boss, but while you're inside Bunker, you aren't capping, so they're going to have to Bunker hop to do it. But into the Junkrat Mine, into the Leyline Seal, or the Polybomb, either could be valuable. Garrosh Medivh has shown, Tempo Storm pulled out that Polybomb, which was very effective at Western Clash. Or maybe no, that was BlizzCon, actually. I believe. Anyway, with that, though, I like VGTC's comp much better. It is significantly more current in the meta. That is not to say that it's better inherently, but I just think that with the Medivh, they're going to have a hard time getting finishes. Like, Greymane died someone, and now he's going to get Arcane Explosion. Malfurion pairs very well with Medivh. Medivh mitigates the burst, Malfurion then lands the big Moonfires. We'll have to see where it goes, but over here, gonna jump into the game. Gonna be VGTC Dadbod. Bloody Regime gonna be on the Junkrat. Orlob gonna be on that Garrosh. Nihilus gonna be on the... Malthael. I almost said Malfurion. Murphy is on Malfurion. That's gonna fuck me up all game. And it's going to be... Oh god, I'm gonna have to tab, aren't I? It's gonna be Ogle the Great on Medivh. Yes, I don't even need to check. I didn't tap. I did it, folks. Jack Billy gonna be on Greymane. Atrovian gonna be on Vala. Ob gonna be on ETC. Wraithling gonna be on Blaze. And Entropy is going to be on Rhaegar. Let's go ahead and turn off YOLO Mouse because it just looks terrible on stream. It's how I play, though. But Blaze grabbing that top point, but Garrosh in a position to possibly get a flip here. There's not the direction you probably wanted to flip there, as Wraithling's like, oh, thank you, I'm in the lane now. Close to my allies. Thank you, sir. This Uber was fantastic. 5 stars. I might even tip the driver. Just kidding. Blaze is a cheapskate. He won't tip the driver. Malthael moving up top, so it's actually going to be Malthael versus Greymane. That's actually, I think, a good adjustment to not put Blaze up against Malthael. I think Greymane can poke well into that. Doesn't give the ton of healing off the Q, just from his own health pool. You know, he just doesn't need to go into Worgen form. He has the cocktail for the wave clear. I think it's a good adjustment. Plus, Greymane can struggle. He has pretty much no escape once he gets flipped. Unless he's already in Worgen form. So, you know, not going to have to deal with the Garrosh. But overall, we're seeing Disturbance playing this pretty well. We are seeing a 4-man rotation here coming in. VGTC Dad Bod, using the portal to rotate pretty quickly here. Let's take a look at the level 1 talents. Standard fare. We do have the portal mastery. Now, Cavalier Guest actually had a pretty good Reddit post on this recently to just show how useful that can be, because you can drop the portal and then like 25 seconds later you can set it at any time. It's a pretty useful talent. Meanwhile, though, Malthael has had to back, and now Nihilus is actually moving down towards the camp. Junkrat looking like he's gonna have to move up to Greymane. Focus here in the bottom, though, is Siege Camp was, in fact, already picked up by Disturbance. So, despite kind of the weirder draft, I mean, they're definitely playing to their comfort here, because they're doing their rotations very, very well. I think it was a great adjustment quickly to put Greymane up at the top. So, yeah, doesn't all come down to draft, especially at this level. Comes a lot down to the level of just straight play, and so far, Disturbance playing the macro very, very well. Netted themselves a small experience lead. Have the siege camp pushing, so it's baiting a lot of resources here in the bottom, and that'll give them time to channel up on these top lanes. As we already see a rotation coming in. Vala gonna get some mana. Mana. Interesting. Hot Pursuit. So normally when you see Puncturing Arrow, that suggests that you're gonna see like Monster Hunter, especially for things like boss control, but otherwise, you know, pretty standard build. Getting the mana so that way, you know, you can stack Puncturing Arrow quick, so we'll probably see the Repeating Arrow at 7. But now Siege Camp gonna get grabbed here on the side of VGTC, but they're giving up channel on both shrines at the moment. Looks like they're gonna focus their efforts here onto this middle shrine. Now, here comes Raven Familiar. So we could see, here comes the Medivh, looking like he wants to get those Master Touch stacks here. So far, not doing really enough damage to keep up with the output of this Vala. They really do need to get onto the Vala in this situation. She is the bulk of the damage, but Vala dives in aggressively onto Murphy and finds a kill. Atravian playing this Vala very well, and so, you know, yeah, it's off meta, but if you can work it like this, you keep doing it. Now, we are seeing kind of the sustain start to catch up a bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. Sustain damage. If Medivh, it's going to be very important he finishes Master Touch, of course. It's also going to be important to get value off Arcane Explosion, which is coming up. Now, Medivh, if he drops here, that will not end particularly well for him. Medivh getting vision over the point, sees Entropy on it. Entropy dropping that Healing Totem in a good place. Going to get a lot of value off it. Healing Totem can get a lot of value, but it comes down to putting it in a place where it's not going to take kind of like incidental damage. But Vala now rotating up, so this could be a 4v4. Level 7's in favor at the moment of the side of Disturbance. Here comes the separation onto Orlop. There's the double Hungering Arrow there onto Orlop, taking a lot of damage. Jack Billy also getting a Wisdom Duelist stack there. Cleanse comes out onto Ob, worried about the throw. That was a very good cleanse from Entropy. Now backing up. Now Atravian, though, still getting a bit low, taking some of that PvE damage. Needs to be careful. Medivh trying to move into the back, get the snipe. 30 stacks for Medivh. Arcane Explosion is here.
You have stolen enough of my temple.
With the Force of Will at 13, it will really help out. As right now, there's kind of a lot of stacking here on the side of VGTC, and they really need to kind of get to level 10, because that's where a lot of their power comes online. With Vala, a lot of your power is just in auto attack. Here again, Vala forced to vault forward with the root. Now the root lands. Is Vala going to go down? Yes, she does. Garrosh and Junkrat find the kill over the wall. Uncle Great jumping in, trying to go for Jack Billy as well. But there we go. First kill of the game. And if you kill that Vala, it's absolutely huge, because it is so much of the damage here. It's really the only safe poke they have, given that Greymane's going with this very Worgen-based build. Greymane actually jumping in, Cleanse coming out from Entropy just to make sure Orlop doesn't go for the kill shot there. But now moving up and just taking this fort. Meanwhile, the two garbage men here kind of doing their job, both just patiently soaking the lane while the rest of the team has fun up here. But solo lanes, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Wraithling. I appreciate you, Nihilus. Solo laners. I was one of you once. It's an ugly life, you know. But hey, you need garbage men, right? I live in Philadelphia. My garbage men suck, but I'd rather have them than nothing. Root there, onto Vala. Root came out a little bit late from Malfurion. Could have potentially allowed a flip there from Orlob. But here comes the bottom shrine. Level 10's in play. Let's take a look. It's going to be the Warlord's Challenge. It's going to be the Riptire, Last Rites, Twilight Dream. But he's still holding, and Polybomb is on the table. Stage dive out of VTC. Going for that global. Makes sense. He went into Echo Pedal as well, so he's going to be additional lane pressure, but it'll allow Blaze to rotate and have the bunker to save people. Rain of Vengeance, Ancestral, and Cursed Bullet being chosen over Go for the Throat. So trying to trade out damage positively against the Garrosh. Which is good. It's an instant burst of damage. It's quick enough that unless you're basically Psychic on Medivh, you're not gonna, you know... No, I don't want to say Psychic, but you just anticipate perfectly. You're not gonna stop it. So it's a good way to chunk and then potentially bait out a panic. But here we go. Leyline Seal was the pick out of Medivh. Here comes Orlob stepping in. Leyline Seal could be huge here. Orlob in a lot of trouble. Is the Leyline going to come out? Portal comes in. Still waiting patiently. Warlord's Challenge is down now. But you could actually Leyline this into a Riptire. Malthael is actually off, so they're going to give up this objective. This is a risky move on this map, to give up the objective. I guess Malthael really trying to make sure they stop this bruiser camp. But giving up an objective here, you have to push and get structure value elsewhere. But Temple cleared up, doesn't get too much value for either team. And in fact, aggressive push coming in here into mid, getting both towers, but now siege camp being invaded by the 5-man. Leyline! Oh! Oh, the dirty, dirty plays. Oh, and now here comes the engage. Riptire coming out. Chunks out 2 people. Down they go. Oh my gosh, that was the most troll thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness. Ogle. Oh, trollface.jpg goes in for kill. You are a dirty boy. You are a dirty, dirty boy, Ogle. Comes in with the ley line. Hits 4. Steals the point. Gets out. And sets up the engage for his team with the Riptire. Everyone just got stunned there. Not the best look on the side of... unless they were trying to get, like, the circle of protection? Like, damage onto the boss? Weird. Anyway. That was so troll, so well played. I love it. I love it. Ogle, fantastic place. Here we go. Ooh, good separation onto Greymane. He's in a bad spot. Wraithling with the bunker in the back line. Ancestral doesn't land. Now Wraithling finding himself in the middle of the enemy team. Gonna go down as well. And VGTC Dad Bod. There it was. They hit their level 10s and they hit the... Oh, they get the Leyline Seal! This is gonna be it. There's the concussion mine. They separate out Vala. She's gonna go down. They get another kill. Oh my goodness. And Ogle is just making the plays with the Leyline. There it is. Ogle the Great, playing great, living up to his namesake at the moment. Boss gonna go down here, though. Ooh, Garrosh going in aggressively, but gonna portal out, but they're using this Medivh very well. This is I don't think I've seen VGTC break out the Medivh before. I could be wrong on that, but they are using it to just stellar effect. And now, you know, gonna get chased away, but there's a Malfurion root, there's the portal, clean disengage, and, this is how you play with a Medivh, folks. They are doing really, really well. VGTC has just, in the last week, they've had a new gear, and they have looked like a completely different team. I casted them in their first game in week 1, and they looked kind of disorganized. But right now, they are looking extremely good. The synergy is there. The communication is there. They get out when they have to. Just absolutely fantastic play here by VGTC, and now getting the double channel. So they're playing for the late game, and this can be valuable. There's the Warlord's Challenge. In comes the Root. Now comes the Protected with the explosion and the Rip Tire, and down goes Greymane. Ancestral going to land onto Wraithling. Here's the stun. Can they get the throw? A little bit of body block, but there's the separation with the Rip Tire. Wraithling going to go down, and that is another kill. And there is the ley line again. Although this time, actually not going to be able to turn around here. Here comes the Arcane Explosion. Don't think they're going to... Oh, they get the stun on the Rhaegar. Can they get the kill? Orlob gets the separation, and Rhaegar goes down, and that is 2 more kills. And VGTC, 10 kills now, and they are just on a rampage. My goodness. Ogle playing extremely well this game, making really aggressive plays with the portals and the ley line to set his team up, getting good Arcane Explosion value. Ogle is doing quite nicely at the moment. Murphy needs to be a bit careful. Nah, he's going to be fine. Greymane not going to try to suicide for the 1v1. But 4 level advantage now, up a talent tier with their 16s. And about 3.5 level advantage. My goodness. And there it is. I mean, that's how quickly you can just make things happen. I mean, you just start to get kills. And with this Garrosh Medivh, I mean, you can just snowball it so fast. And now looking once again for enemy entropy. Getting the stun. ETC comes out. Indomitable used just to make sure he can get away. But here we go. Where is that little birdie? There he is with the ley line. Here comes the Warlord's Challenge into the Root. Rip Tire. There's 3 people go down. It's gonna take Bunker's there, but it is not gonna save them. And now Wraithling gonna relentless charge out of there. But oh my goodness. That is likely game. They can just rush core. I think they don't have the most siege damage. Ooh, Wraithling may have just commit. No, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna try to stall it. There's the Treant with the Root. But shields are down. Vala gonna come back up, so there's a narrow window to save this, but it's gonna be difficult. Wraithling, though, goes down here, and now the core down to 30%. Core down. There's a big Twilight Dream getting some damage. Core still at 20. Not the best siege damage, so it's taking a while, but VGTC gets it down. They put their foot on the gas, and then they don't take it off. My goodness, VGTC just absolutely ran away with that game. Wow, that was impressive. So Disturbance getting a bit disturbed in that game by just how good Ogle the Great's ley lines were. Ogle played extremely well, but really everyone on the side of VGTC had their moments where they made some plays. You had really good roots out of Malfurion, good heals, good Twilight Dream. But we're going to see where this goes. We'll be right back here for game number 2. Going to be on Volskaya. We'll be right back.
Industries.
Whoops, forgot to turn my mic on. Here, VGTC Dad Bod, winning game number 1, looking dominant. Once they hit their level 10s, they just execute pick after pick. I think it all kind of started with Ogle goes in with the super cheeky Leyline Siege Camp steal. But as cheeky and kind of cheese as that was, what it enabled was it enabled a very clean engage with the Riptire that just decimated. And then from there, Disturbance just had no idea how to attack the Leyline. They got stacked up a lot with it. Things just kind of pushed against them. They were reacting and still getting picked off. And VGTC looking really good. En route to winning potentially their 3rd straight match and putting themselves not just in the playoffs, but safely so. Chromie going to be the first ban. Tracer was banned out. Once again, trying to get Ogle off that hero. Now, Phoenix was the pick. Phoenix very strong on this map. A lot of walls for him to teleport over to safety. So, gonna get him, get his auto attack ability, and it makes sense to ban the Chromie just to try to deny kind of that burst poke that can wipe out Phoenix quick. But man, that was just such good play in that last game. Diablo gonna be the pick. See what comes out. Diablo, and it's gonna be Stukov. It's gonna be Malfurion. They went with Rhaegar last game. Gonna be the Maiev. So now trying to execute more pickoffs, and this is a pretty standard way to attack Phoenix. Get dive, get the Maiev for separation. But here comes Garrosh. Garrosh Malfurion again. I like Malfurion and Medivh Diablo a lot more than I actually like Stukov. You have the double melee to... Yep, great choice. I think that is absolutely the perfect choice. Get the Garrosh, get the Malfurion. You know, yeah, Medivh's on the table still. But you have Garrosh, who's just going to make Maev's life a pain in the ass. And then you have the Malfurion into the double melee, who is going to be able to get a lot of Moonfires off. Stukov going to get banned out. But now, what are the next 2 picks? They could get a solo laner. If they want the Sonya, it's not horrible. Maybe could go into something like a Leoric, who can get out with the Spooky Ghost. But I don't think you'd necessarily pick Leoric this early. Gonna get the Varian. So really gonna try to dive and blow up the target. Once again, going with the Rhaegar. This is a comfort pick for Entropy. I don't know if it's... I'm worried a bit because Phoenix has enough poke that it can punish Rhaegar, and they have a lot of dive here that they're going to group stack, and Phoenix can just AoE damage it very, very hard. I don't know if Rhaegar is necessarily going to be able to keep up. We'll have to see. Now, what do we see Ogle on? Do we see the Genji come out potentially? Not really a good target there on the other team. With as much melee as they have, I think a Junkrat would be a good choice here. I could see something like a Junkrat Malthael. Let me go Greymane Malthael. So this is The reason I liked the Junkrat was I think it worked really well last time, but it makes sense. You'd have probably a bit too much range damage, but I think of Junkrat's kind of concussion mine as sort of like a miniature Mighty Gust. It just forces a disengage, and you know, by forces it creates the disengage. So I am a little bit worried about how
This realm needs me.
we see VGTC disengage here. Especially if Li Ming starts to get reset. So, I do think this is a much better draft out of Disturbance. And I do think the Rhaegar probably was the best support they had available at the time, given the situation. Let's see how they play it. I think Lucio could have also been a decent choice. We'll have to see. Still, it's gonna be the Rhaegar, it's gonna be the Li Ming, so if they can get the first kill with that Maiev, they can reset very hard and start executing people. We'll have to see where it goes. Looking forward to this game. I mean, VGTC, they did not dominate the early game. In fact, they were behind for much of the early game. Until they got one kill on Vala up top, they really had a hard time. But that, again, I think just comes down to Vala ETC kind of plays to a lot of potential in the early game. But now, this map can be an early game map. Getting that first Punisher, very important. So we're going to see how it goes as we jump here into game number 2 on Volskaya Foundry. Nihilus going to be once again on Malthael, Murphy once again on Malfurion, because they want me to say the names wrong. All the Great is going to be on the Greymane, Bloody Regime on Phoenix, and Orlov once again on the Garrosh. And now, it's going to be Wraithling on Varian, Ob going to be on Diablo, Entropy going to be on Rhaegar again, Atravian is going to be on Maiev, and Jack Billy going to be on Li Ming. So Atravian moving kind of back into that high skill position. You know, this game is really going to depend on how many picks Atravian can set up with that Maiev. Because they're really going to have to get, I think, that first kill when they have the Rhaegar into the Malfurion, and with the Phoenix, they're not going to win long fights, but they do have the potential to win short fights. We're going to see how it is. Both teams poking back and forth. Let's take a look at the talents. Pretty standard across the board. Vala going with the spell damage. What spell is she preventing? I'm interested by that. I actually am kind of surprised by that choice. I would have expected, just because of how much of the fighting occurs near globes, something like Power Hungry, but you know, we'll have to see where it goes. Just getting some survivability. As much melee as there is, I love Naisha's Memento here, coming out from Maiev. We're gonna have to see, though. Right now, early turret being picked up here on the side of on the side of VGTC, excuse me. Disturbance also working on theirs, but they're just having to Rhaegar do it while they still continue to 4-man rotate. Trying to build up Diablo's souls quickly. It's the right call, already a quarter of the way there. Keep in mind, I love Rhaegar. He's actually my favorite support to play. I just think, given how much poke matters in the current meta, because poke is vitally important, I'm just kind of surprised by it. Jack Billy going to rotate there. Good dismount there by Aqua. Good chunk damage, but not over pursuing, not trying to make something happen. That isn't going to happen. Not trying to make fetch happen, but gonna lose some minions here. About 3 minions lost. Still, though, keeping up an XP. XP very even. Level 4 is coming in. We do have the taunt out of Varian. Always important to keep an eye on that one. As I should note the new bug, the mana bars aren't visible. But there's a flip onto Atravian who went in, and that's going to be a dead Maiev, and that is not what you want to start this game out. As Maiev goes in, I mean, with a tether, no real chance at any type of pickoff. and then gets flipped by Orlob in the process. Just, I mean, unfortunately, there's no way around it. It was just kind of a bad play. We'll see. Going with Blade Dance, so extra fan of knives damage. Again, into all this melee, it's a good choice. It's just a matter of, you know, you can't get picked off and die before an objective starts. But actually, VGTC playing this objective very patient, making sure they have that siege pressure up in the top. It's going to allow them to get some channel. Rhaegar right now staying top for that clear. Diablo trying to get the last bit of cast. Pokin coming in from Jack Billy. It's going to be okay, though. So, being picked up here on bottom. Both teams trying to get to level 7s quickly. But here comes a gank onto a low health Varian. And that is going to be it. What a great aggressive call there by VGTC. That was absolutely just perfect. Really good communication there by Neelis saying, hey, Varian's rotating up and he's like 25% HP. Kill him. And kill him they did. That was just such good communication there by VGTC. This is just a team that is not playing at all like they did in week 1. They are looking very strong and very synergistic. I would like to know, like, kind of what changed there, because they are just really getting it done. And now looking at potentially seeing if the turret's being picked up. Moving back in, ready for the fight. Here comes overtime. Diablo going for the stun. There's the cleanse. Neelis needing to back up, but now the sustained damage coming in. Maiev trying to get the separation. Managed to get the separation onto Orlob. Just pulling him in the back line ain't the exact ideal choice. And with the pickoff on Diablo, that is going to be VGTC claiming this first Punisher. As, I like this. Phoenix waiting until his shields are recharging before he gets in. That way he comes out with those tasty shields. Num 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 num. But overall, very good start for VGTC. Much more dominant start than even in the last game. And I think they're just playing extremely well right now. This is just really good. I mean, they're playing like a team. They're focusing the same targets. They're communicating well, and they're winning the fights because of it. Now with a level lead here, and gonna extend that lead with this front cannon wall. On their way here now to level 10s. Now, the Protector is low, down to about 20%, only 10 seconds left. Gonna chunk out some damage, but no real kill pressure here. Malthael now rotating Varian. Malthael should actually win that soak race and can actually trade into Varian quite nicely there to be annoying. As the Protector ends, though. Here we go. Support camp going to be grabbed here by VGTC, abusing their 10s. We do have the Salvo, we do have the Warlord's Challenge, we do have Last Rites and Twilight Dream. Greymane's still holding his choice. Now, Cursed Bullet into Diablo is always like, and there it is. Okay, I was going to say, he could have been thinking to go for the throat just to try to lock down kills onto Li Ming. But Varian getting flipped in. This is going to force an engage, but this is a fight into level 10s. 5v5, and it is going, not even 5v5, 4v5. That was just really a bad engagement taken by Disturbance. I don't know if they just didn't recognize that 5 people were there, but they went in 4v5 against level 10. That is... Ooh, but they might get the kill onto Ogle, who oversold out trying to get a kill there. Just as, keep in mind there's a 2-minute delay, just as Zul'Ruz types, good job, Ogle. Ogle feed. Ogle feed, OP. But, I'm screwing around. But there's the tether. Onto Maiev, but a good root there. And now, good patience by Bloody Regime. Just waiting until he is able to back up. Both teams just continuing to soak. We did see level 10 picked up. Varian has not actually picked a 10 yet. I'm not really sure what he's waiting for. Wave of Force, Ancestral, APOC, Warden's Cage. So, classic APOC into the Warden's Cage. Always a good choice. Okay, now going with the Warbringer. There it is. And I like that choice. It makes Varian a bit more aggressive in being able to dive into the back line and then be able to dive back out again. Makes him very difficult to kill with the taunt. The shield wall protected, by the way, always nice into the last rights, though. Be interesting to see if he misses that. But here comes the engage. APOC gonna come out. Gonna collect quite a few people, but the Warden's Cage only going to enable disengage, and maybe not even that, as Ogle gets thrown in, secures the kill onto Diablo. Just so much damage. There's a stun onto Atravian. Atravian gets flipped. Doesn't even land. Just skeet shooting the Maiev at this point. But that 2 more kills there, and that was Diablo's souls. So that is a very important kill to be able to get before this Shrine phase starts up. And now they're going to have the advantage. Diablo not going to have souls. APOC was blown there. Warlord's Challenge and Cursed Bullet still up. Wave of Force, pretty much always going to be off cooldown anyway. And same with the Warbringer. Did my ult drop anywhere? The ult did drop. It definitely dropped. Like, no question there. Feels bad, man. Now pushing up into this fort while Phoenix stays on the point. I actually prefer to see Malthael on the point and let Phoenix push up, because Phoenix has this crazy new thing called siege damage. But anyway, nitpick by Smiley. Support camp, though, going to be grabbed, and now they're going to have the Punisher, and, you know, selling out to try to get some degree of fort value, but now having to back up. This is an interesting choice, though. Not moving for the keep. Okay, they are moving for the keep. I was about to say, are they going mid? No, they're being patient, waiting for the minions to get walked up. Gonna have about a minute on this Protector. They have 2 support camps, actually, now. So they can absolutely set up and take a long fight here. And they will sustain better than this Rhaegar. And with the Protector can chunk out some good damage. Now, Atravian doing a good job getting a few resets, getting damage onto that Protector. Wraithling really looking for the engage, but now cut off by the root. Now on the wrong side team. Goes for the taunt. Does Murphy have the ice block? If he had the ice block up, he didn't use it. Both support camps drop, but Diablo and Varian both go down, selling out. Cleanse used on Atravian while he's airborne. Ancestral lands. Now here comes the Protector. Protector does get bursted out, though. No keep taken down. Good kill onto Malfurion. Gonna get the disengage. And that's a situation where you may think, oh, you trade 2 for 1. But the key is you trade a healer, and you forced out both of the support camps, so now they can't stick around and actually siege up, even though they got the kill advantage. Not to say it's a best case scenario, because it sure isn't, but, you know, it's a lot better than it could have been, as turret camp going to be stolen here by Ogle and company. Level 16's on the horizon. Malthael just going to grab it right now. There they are. Here we go. Now, interesting. Shroud of Wisdom. I love that choice. Getting the spell armor. It's a high skill thing. You have to be able to know when to hit it. You have to remind yourself that you're hitting it, which is weird because it's not a talent you take a lot. Here we go. Pushing up now onto bottom fort. Baiting reaction. 4 people here, now 5. It's 5v5. No cannon wall out. Turret is in the possession of Orlov. He could drop it. Murphy has one as well. Taunt there onto Garrosh. Looking for the engage. Flip, though, onto Varian. Twilight Dream with the taunt. Down he goes. And now, Last Right's going to secure the kill. Warden's Cage does come down, but it's not really going to be able to allow for any kills here. Li Ming poking in some damage, but not securing anything. And that is a 4th down. So once again, VGTC stepping up aggressively, but getting the separation, getting the kill, and now pushing in. And, you know, I've been singing the praise of Ogle. Orlov's Garrosh play has been very strong. This is something that I've seen him break out a lot more lately. I've casted, like I said, these guys a few times, but making sure that they get that Garrosh Malfurion has allowed a lot of plays. Now, Orlov did just get flipped over the wall, Does he have anything to save himself? No, an APOC gonna... Ooh, Li Ming actually getting some good damage onto Ogle, but front wall is down. As soon as I sing someone's praises, they die. So, let's go with who don't I like. Nihilus has been playing very well on that Malthael. I'm just kidding, Nihilus. No. They're still doing very well. I mean, they have level 16 still. They're going to get some pressure on the map pushing their way. There's a lot of archer minions up in this top. Yes, I know they have guns, but they function exactly the same as archer minions. Gonna get their siege giant pushing in. Now, the question is, do they rush bot and try to force a fight with the 16 advantage? It's a very narrow window.
It's time, heroes.
We do have the Executioner, gonna pair well with that level 7 Cold Hand. Let's see. And actually with the Salvo, there's just a lot of slows here, potentially. So, like, Executioner and Salvo are just gonna truck. But now, forcing a reaction top to deal with that siege camp, and that's gonna let, perfect situation, VGTC step up and get some early channel progress. Actually, once again, stealing the turrets. Making sure that they have all of the tools available. Though now it's a bit awkward because no, Rhaegar's not with them. They can't take the fight. Rhaegar stayed top to clear the lane while everyone else rotated away. And so they couldn't take a fight, even though it potentially could have been 5v4. And so now, Disturbance doesn't have any additional tools for this. They're going to have to win this purely off team fight into double turret and support camp. I mean, this is going to be a very, very difficult engage. This is like the hardest shrine to engage onto because of both the distance from the lane, there's kind of defensive structures around, and the treadmills all make engaging just super awkward. And once you can get a defensive position, if you can drop both turrets and the support camp, this is just a good situation. You can sit in this bottom and just cap the point. And that's exactly what's happening. So now having to engage over this narrow point. Here comes the APOC, though, and this is actually a decent start to the engage. Now Orlob very, very low. Twilight Dream coming out. Oh my goodness, Murphy is playing so well with the huge heals in the Twilight Dream, saving Orlob, and that enables a re-engage. Ogle the Great, oh my goodness! Ogle the Great secures the 5-man wipe with less than 40 HP left. Oh my goodness, so let me just run through what everyone did in that fight, because it was so good. Oh my goodness. So Garrosh goes in. They get the focus on the him, which is perfect. Best case scenario, alright? You're focusing Garrosh. He gets low, manages to get away long enough for Malfurion to get a huge, I think it was like a 3-man Moonfire at least, to heal up Garrosh. Warlord's Challenge off the back of the Twilight Dream, which hit, I think, 4 people. And then meanwhile, Ogle manages to 1v1 Li Ming so hard. That was such a good fight. Shields now starting to drop. But here comes the engagement on the back line. They are going to find Ogle, who is still a little bit low. Now they're going to try to force onto the core. Nihilus, though, going to be the next to fall. Or is he? Last Rites comes in onto Wraithling. Nihilus is still being very harassing here and actually secures a kill. Secures 2 kills. Oh my goodness, Nihilus is making plays. And that's a 5-man wipe with 3 people up. Oh my goodness. VGTC Dadbod have just hit another gear here in the Nexus Gaming Series. And I didn't even give them the win in the first game. And I feel bad because they just took a 2-0 and they made it look easy. We'll be right back with a post-game interview. All right, and we are back here on the Nexus Gaming Series. Wrong screen up. Wanted to still have the score screen, but went to my Hero League. So, yep, I've fallen to Plat 3. It feels bad, man. But I am joined by Murphy and Algo the Great. How you guys feeling after that?
That was good, yeah.
That was a very strong set from you guys. I mean, you guys really, like, as soon as you hit level 10 in Sky Temple, for the next game and a half, you just did not let up. There was a lot of really good pickoff plays. What do you guys kind of most attribute just the cleanliness tonight? Because it was, yes, you weren't playing as good of competition as you struggled against in, like, say, the first week of the season where you're playing, like, MHS Tigers and that. But you guys just looked on point communication-wise. What do you attribute that to?
I think it's just we begin to practice a little more together, getting more melded together as a team, trusting each other more, and all that. I mean, at the beginning of the season, we'd only played together for about a week, so...
Some good coaching, too. So.
Yeah, John's been great coaching us.
Yeah, John has actually been cheering you guys on in chat all night. It's been fun to kind of watch the pride he's been taking in it. But no, I'm serious. It's really nice because it's this community. I mean, I joined it like last year in April, I think, and it was like 30 teams, and now it's this huge amalgam. It's just been, and this is a big part of it. This kind of growth of teams is where you really see the community take off. But to that end, let's focus on game number 1. So you guys, you were against the Vala comp, so you kind of had some trouble trading positively early. Second Shrine, you guys make the call after, contesting for a bit, getting about half the shots to back off, push top. And then, Ogle, you decide to try to go for a 5-man ley line to steal the siege camp and pull it off. So my question is, how do you walk with balls so big? Because, like, okay. do you trip over them? Do you just, like, have a wheelbarrow in front of you like that South Park episode? Like, do you do the bouncy thing? Like...
No, it's called I spam a div in quick match and go ley line and just practice stealing camps over and over all day long every day.
Nice.
Like that's what I do.
Well, it worked. It was cheeky as all get out. It worked, and then it allowed that huge rip tire off the engage. You guys played really well. From then on out, it was like you had so many picks set up with the ley line. So now, asking a question because John Knight asked this. Why didn't you prioritize the Medivh in game number 2? Huh?
Well, we were going to do it, and then our tank auto-locked in Garrosh, because he just loves playing Garrosh.
He's been playing it extremely well the last couple sets I've casted from you guys. I mean, Orlok has really stepped up his Garrosh play.
He's gotten really good on it. Yeah, we, in retrospect, we probably should have picked the Medivh instead of the Garrosh, since they already had their main tank with Diablo. And that was a little struggle there, but yeah, after we picked it, we were just like, oh crap, they're gonna ban the Medivh.
Yeah, it was it was still like, I mean, ultimately you guys I think got what you wanted there. One thing I did want to point out, everyone made some play at some point. Where do you think was like Where do you think was probably your kind of greatest play? Because you like as a team, because you made a lot of good group plays tonight. But what would you say was the best one, like between both maps?
I'd say that last fight on the bottom shrine.
That
Yeah,
was
not-
that was a
just
strong
eliminating
candidate.
him.
That
Yeah.
was a very strong candidate. Yeah, that was I think what was the like they focused Garrosh and then Murphy. You had that fantastic like 3-man, 4-man Moonfire. I don't know what it was, but it was like Garrosh was dead and then he was like 20% health.
Yeah, I was
And then-
frantically just smashing W.
Yeah, but then you had that huge like 4-man Twilight Dream. Ogle, you had that insane chase on the Li Ming. I mean, you had
No,
you
I
had
stood
an
up, guys.
HP left. You had an HP, and
Yeah.
you managed to stretch it out for the kill.
I
It was a
think
really
that I
clean
looked
fight.
down after it was over is at 37. But...
Yeah, no, it was below 30. There was a point I was looking at the number. It was definitely like 26. It was a Li Ming auto attack literally would have killed you, which is crazy to think about. All right, so with this now, you guys have gone from you started not great. Let's just call it what it is. 0-4. You're now 3-0.
Yeah.
And
We're-
now you went from being at the bottom of the standings to now fairly safely in the playoffs. Not to say you couldn't fall out, but what now? Now that you've hit this turnaround, what is your goal?
I mean, our goal is just to dominate the rest of the matches. That'd be amazing if we could do that. But just staying strong as a team and winning, basically. Again, now they're no longer banning the medic, but they're banning our tracer. So
well,
I'm so mad about that.
I'm actually okay with you guys moving away from cheese comps because I got to be honest, the way you guys are playing the meta right now is absolutely fantastic. So I wish you guys the best of luck. It was fun to cast tonight.
all
Yeah,
right,
thanks
thank
for
you.
casting.
All right, for everyone else, we're going to take a half-hour break, but when we come back, we're going to move up to Division C West. It's going to be Clouded Minds versus Pathetic Wretches. Very, very important match as far as the Division C West playoffs go. Both teams currently on the outside looking in at 9th and 10th. So stick around for that. It's going to be a big match. Stay tuned here to the Nexus Gaming Series. Thanks for watching.